Hey boys and girls, we are on lesson 11-2 and today we're going to be using a formula that I kind of introduced a little bit yesterday to find volume of a rectangular prism. So make sure you have your workbook out and open to page 461. You need a multiplication chart, scratch paper, pencil. What I write down on the board, you should be writing and trying in your workbook. All right, here is our solve and share. I'm gonna go ahead and read it and give you some time to try. Kevin needs a new aquarium for his fish. The pet store has a fish tank in the shape of a rectangular prism that measures 5 feet long by 2 feet wide by 4 feet high. Kevin needs a fish tank that has a volume of at least 35 cubic feet. Will this fish tank be enough? Solve this problem any way you choose. So we have 5 feet long, 2 feet wide, 4 feet high. So if you're looking at this, we've got 5 feet long, 2 feet wide. So that would be, oh, weird. They drew this differently than I would have. But my pictures are not perfect by 2 feet back. And then the height is 4 feet high. All right, go ahead and give it a try and then we'll go over it together. Alrighty, superstars. So we've talked about how volume equals length times width times height. We've got 3 dimensions there. So when we find our volume, we always make sure to cube it. And in this case, our label is feet. So my length is 5 feet, my width is 2 feet, and my height is 4. So I'm just gonna start to multiply through. I'm gonna do 5 times 2 is 10. And then I have to take 10 times 4, which is 40. And the label is feet cubed. Do a teeny tiny 3 to show that we multiplied 3 dimensions. It's a 3D object. Alrighty, let's go ahead and take a look at our essential question and our visual learning bridge. Okay, so how can we use a formula to find the volume of a rectangular prism? Remember that volume is the number of cubic units cubed, needed to pack a solid figure without gaps or overlap. So behind there, it's all filled in with cubes. There's none missing. Find the volume of the rectangular prism if each cubic unit represents 1 cubic foot. So it's just saying like this, each cubic unit, this would be like 6 feet, 4 feet, 3 feet, okay? You can find the volume of a rectangular prism by counting the cubes or using a formula. A formula is a rule that uses symbols to relate 2 or more quantities. And remember our formula, volume equals length times width times height. So what they're gonna do here, if the dimensions of a rectangular prism are given in length, width, and height, use this formula to find the volume. So we've got our length, width, and height. They've got like a curly Q, L in there. I just do a regular one, but they're gonna do what they're gonna do. And so then they're gonna plug it in. So our length is 6, their width is 4, and their height is 3. So they went ahead and filled it in, and then they multiplied just like I did on that last example. They're gonna multiply their 6 times 4 to get 24. This is where multiplication charts can be really helpful. And then 24 times 3, well, if that's not something you know off the top of your head, boys and girls, do the work off to the side. Don't do it in your head. So 3 times 4 is gonna be 12, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. So then we've got our 72 cubic feet, you can spell it out if you wish, or 72 feet cubed right there. So another formula is V equals base times height. So V equals base times height. What I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna make my little guys a little smaller, is base is just the length times width. And that's because you would find the area of the base. So some problems will tell you the area of the base is 24 feet and it's 3 feet high. So then you know for B, you can fill in 24 times 3. And then when you do that, we get that same answer, 72 feet cubed. But I will write that little formula up here, maybe in some different colors and a little bigger so you can keep track of that. Alrighty, you guys see? Yep, just a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and do a couple problems over here. Why don't we do number 2? A wooden block measures 5 centimeters tall, 3 centimeters wide, and 2 centimeters long. The area of the base is 6 centimeters. Draw a rectangular prism to show the block and label it. What is the volume of the block? So we've got 5 tall, 3 wide, 2 long. So I'm gonna do 5. Oh man, they've really switcherooed it. So our tall, that's our height. So I might even fill in my length times width times height. My height is gonna be 5. 3 centimeters wide and 2 centimeters long. So this is gonna be a tall, skinny guy. So we're gonna do our 2 centimeters long and then go ahead and then we'll do our 5 is our height, and then back is gonna be the 3 centimeters wide. And I'm gonna just kind of fill in the rest of it. I know, wait, that's not right. Oh, so this seems to match up with. Okay, it's not perfect, and that's okay, but we drew our picture. Now, we are going to, it says the base is 6 centimeters, so what they're telling us here is they just did the 2 times 3. So remember, we can also do volume equals base times height. So they just did part of it for us. So then we can do 6 as our base times our height of 5. And 6 times 5 will give me 30. And we are in centimeters, cm cubed. Okay, I'm gonna have you try number 3 right now. And let's go over it. Our volume equals 9 times 2 times 4, our length, width, and height. So then what I'm gonna do is 9 times 2. Honestly, what I might do here, I know that's 18, but I know I don't know 18 times 4 off the top of my head. So I'm gonna do my 2 times 4. I'm gonna use just a little bit of thinking through, and I'm gonna do 8 for 2 times 4 times 9, because I know my 9s, and I know 9 times 8 is 72, and I'll get inches, cubed. So that makes it just a little bit easier on you. Let me double check, yep. And feel free to use that reasoning, because our commutative property of multiplication says that I can flip around the numbers and still get my same answer. For number 4, we've got the area of the base is 24, so you're gonna be looking at this formula right here, and then our height is 9. So go ahead and give that a try. Alrighty, what you should have done is 24 times 9. I don't expect you guys to know that off the top of your head. So just solve through the problem over on the side. If you wanna also use the 20 and 4 and 9, box method you can. 2 times 9 is 18, add that 0. 4 times 9 is 36, and then you would just add it together. So 0 and 6 is 6, 8 and 3 is 11. So we get 216 yards cubed on there. Okay, we'll practice some more in group.